Hi girls, I'm Susie.
And I'm Sherry.
Grab a coffee or your favorite cup of tea.
Pull up a seat and take a deep breath.
We are dropping the pretenses.
And we're letting go of the need for perfection.
Come join the conversation. This is the Pink Seat. Hi girls, welcome to the Pink Seat. Pull up a chair, grab your favorite drink. We're so glad you're here.
I know. Welcome back. We are happy that you're here. We're always happy you're here.
Yes. Do you know my favorite thing so far about the podcast?
What?
We get to hang out every week.
I know. That is true.
Because we're talking about friendship today, but even our friendship has been kind of hit and miss.
It has. I have a story about that.
You do? Okay. Because there are some times that we, like seasons that we were really good about getting together. And then other seasons that we have not been.
Right.
But I do feel like we are good at assuming the best about each other instead of the worst.
It's true.
And giving each other grace.
And you have to give your friends the benefit of the doubt. We don't always do that. We're not always good at that. But
yeah,
that's what we should be doing with our friends. So.
That's right. So I'm super excited right now because I got ready to jump into this podcast. I did not have a break to go home and fix up myself at all, but I have a hairbrush in my office and I was just looking so tired and I thought I really wish I had eyeliner, but I don't always wear eyeliner on my bottom.
Yeah.
And I don't have it on me ever, which is crazy because I should have a second set of makeup.
I know.
At work or in my car or somewhere. Yeah. Like I'm a grown adult woman.
Yes, you should keep some in your office.
What's wrong with me?
It's okay.
But the Lord provided, and I found eyeliner in my purse, and I don't know where it came from or how it got there. It was a miracle. Also, there was another miracle that happened in my life.
Oh, what?
Sorry, I'm kind of taking over the conversation.
No, take over.
So last night, a couple different times while I was sleeping, I woke up just enough to hear one of our cats meowing.
Oh.
So we have two cats, and oftentimes, because cats are nocturnal, they at nighttime want in our room. Oh. So they'll cry and paw at our door. And it wakes us up. That's how old we are. When I was young, I think I would have slept through that.
I'm the lightest sleeper too.
It's the worst. I'm like, why is this cat waking me up? And so in the past, we often will put them in the basement. They have food and water, and it's like a finish. Yeah. We're not torturing them, but so that they don't try to wake us up at night.
Yeah.
But last night I could just hear this one cat, and I knew it wasn't outside my door because it wasn't very loud.
So where was the cat?
Well, I assumed he was in the garage.
Oh.
And even that, I thought, I can't believe I can hear the cat from the garage to my room.
Right.
Oh, you guys, the cat was outside all night.
You're
it was
kidding.
4 degrees last night. And
poor kitty.
How did the cat, maybe you guys know, I guess I thought cats, they need to be in a barn or have some kind of shelter.
Yeah.
But what happened is my 15-year-old realized her backpack was in a vehicle outside. So last night at 10 o'clock at night, she went outside and got her backpack. And the stupid cat ran outside and she didn't know. And spent the whole night outside.
I'm calling Animal Protective Services on Susie. Is that a thing?
Yes, it is. I'm sure. And there were little paw prints outside the sliding glass door I saw this morning. I mean, is it a miracle that the cat's alive?
That's what I'm saying. How did the cat not freeze to death?
I don't know. Maybe. Do you guys know? Let me know. Was it a miracle, or can cats just stay alive?
You wonder if it just found somewhere to curl up and keep warm.
It was meowing a lot.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so it's just a miracle. That's what
actually, it is so fat. It's probably because we overfeed it.
So it kept itself warm with its own body fat.
Yeah. You're welcome to the cat. Or maybe the Lord knew that my daughter could not handle it if her cat died, because she is the one that accidentally
that would have been so sad. Our dog likes to escape, and there has been a few times it was summertime, so it was okay. Right. But our dog did sleep on the porch on the patio furniture, and I didn't know he was out there.
Because you just thought he was in
And
for
I
the
go to
night.
bed before my kids. So it's like if he snuck out somehow when the door was open and they didn't realize it and I didn't realize it, yeah, he slept out there all night, but it was warm. So
Well, the thing is, I would say, well, she'll never do that again, but I know she will.
No, she probably will.
She will still
She
run
didn't
out
learn her
there.
lesson.
No. But
Oh my
the cat's
goodness.
still alive. How has your week been?
My week has been good, but I have to be honest with you. I was in such a mood today.
You were?
You're
never in a mood.
It's not like people are like, what? There's no way you're grumpy. Yeah, I was grumpy. I woke up this morning
Today?
in such a mood. It's the weather.
Yeah.
It's getting to me. And I've been trying to be very positive and like all through January, I was okay. I was like, it's okay. It's fine. And I'm like, it is really bothering me. I'm not cut out for this.
Are you taking vitamin D?
I am.
Oh,
I
that's
take
all
all
I
my
had.
No, I just want sunshine, like actual real sunshine.
Well,
and I
you're
talked
going-
about going
yeah.
on that trip. It hasn't happened yet, but
Yeah.
it was funny.
You're
I was
almost
laughing
there.
though. I was cleaning a house today and I was laughing and I was going like back in November. My husband takes me on a little anniversary trip every November. It was the first week of November and he takes
I'm
me
jealous.
up. Oh,
Okay, if you did not catch last week's podcast on jealousy, you have to go back and listen because we established we can be happy for each other
It's
and
true.
a little jealous.
it's true and it's perfectly fine.
But
yeah.
I have always been a little longing for your trip because you go to Lake
my
Placid.
goodness. And I go to this lodge, you guys. Shout out to like Whiteface Lodge. If you want to give me like free room and board or whatever, like I will be your spokesperson.
Love it.
Okay. It is like walking into a Hallmark movie. Like the fireplaces and the trees and like it is so beautiful. It's like tucked away in the mountains. I love it there. But anyways,
Do you always stay there?
yes, we go every
Because you
year.
can't go anywhere else
Because
now.
I will be disappointed in anywhere else. The town is so cute, so quaint. I mean, literally, if you watch like those Hallmark movies around Christmas time, it is like stepping into a Hallmark movie.
Let's do a girls trip.
Oh, there's a spa there. There's outdoor
Right?
heated pools and hot tubs, so you can be out there in the middle
Okay.
of winter. And
I'm
there's just,
saying
I
Pink
know.
Sea girls
I
trip.
love that. Let's plan it.
the
Let's
fall
do
of
it.
2026.
My husband will be jealous. He's like, "What do you mean you're going there without me?"
They can come
The
and
men can come.
be our camera guys or something.
Yeah, they can film us.
Mhm.
We could do a podcast from the mountains in Whiteface Lodge.
From the hot tub. Maybe not in the hot tub, but I
That'd
love
be fun.
it.
Anyways, I had a point to this story.
Well, first of all, let us know what you guys think. Would you be down for a girls trip? Would we go? You'd probably need to go 2 nights.
oh yeah, definitely 2 nights. And they have rooms there that are like bigger than my house. Like everyone put in for it, like multiple bathrooms, multiple. It's like a
Oh.
house. You can like rent out. It's really
I'm
fun.
liking it. Okay, what's your story?
But
I'm
anyways,
sorry.
my story was just that I always want there to be snow when we go. Like, so there's
Mm-hmm.
no snow, right? You're like coming out of fall, and I want to go to Whiteface Lodge. At the beginning of November, we go for my anniversary, and I'm like checking the weather like way ahead of time. Like,
Yeah.
there better be snow. There better be snow. And we've been before when there's no snow and it's kind of warm, and it just doesn't feel,
Not the
it
same.
doesn't hit the same. So I was just there in November, and it was snowy, and it was perfect, and I was like frolicking and like prancing in the snow with my husband. It was super fun.
Aw.
But my point is now it's 2 months later, and I'm like, if I see another snowflake fall from the sky, Jesus is really going to have to help me.
Okay,
Oh.
I have loved the snow.
Oh,
I loved.
I want to
I
love
love it. The sun this morning was hitting it in such a beautiful way. I actually was
Yeah.
taking pictures and sending them to my mom because
Aw.
she's the only one that would appreciate it,
Yeah.
only because she's in Florida. But
Oh, right.
we were raised in the Midwest with snow, and so I think
Mhm.
part of her.
Yeah.
No, I don't think
She might
miss.
miss it a
I don't
little.
think miss is the right word,
Right.
but likes the pictures of
Well,
it.
she can
from her.
appreciate it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
She appreciates it.
Mhm.
And I can appreciate it. Like, it's very pretty to look at. But a big part of my job, as I have shared before, I own a cleaning business. So my job is driving to clients' houses.
Yeah.
So it takes me, like, I bring all of my cleaning supplies, my vacuum cleaner, the mop, 2 big bags full of products. It takes me 3 trips.
Ugh.
Each way, right? So like you
Okay.
get to a client's house, it's like 3 trips in their house, and then when you leave, it's 3 trips back out. And then the next client's house, it's 3 trips in, 3 trips out. And then when I get home, girls, I cannot leave anything in my car because it's winter and my cleaning products
No,
freeze
you have to
solid.
bring it all in.
I have learned that the hard way. other seasons, I can kind of tuck it all nicely in my trunk. But in winter, every product has to come in the house.
That makes
so
sense.
It's just a lot. And I was not in the mood today. And my husband looked at me and he said, "Are you okay?" And I burst into tears.
Sherry.
I mean, I know that's really dramatic, but that's how I was feeling today. I was like, I can't do it. I'm not cut out for this.
So did he help you carry the stuff?
No.
He did not.
He just said, "I hope you have a good day. I love you." And he quietly left the house.
Okay, well.
Sorry, babe. Sorry.
But coming in, you seemed like
and then
you
I
were
was
feeling
okay
better.
as the day went on, but it was just one of those days where I woke up and I was just like, Lord, you're really going to have to help me today because I am just not loving the snow. But anyways, it's okay.
Here we are.
And I got to see you and it was a good day.
So there's something about talking about your day that makes you feel better.
Absolutely.
And I am a pretty logical, rational person, and I would really struggle with this because someone would ask me what's wrong.
Yeah.
And I would think why, like, there's no point in talking to you about it because it's not going to change anything.
Aww.
But the truth is, it actually helps.
It always makes you feel better.
Right?
It always makes you feel better. You just want someone to listen. You want someone to kind of like just validate you and say like, it's okay. Like, I get it.
Which is a great segue into the importance of friendship.
Yeah.
Because our husbands cannot always
No.
be that person for a number of different reasons.
Right.
First of all, men are built so much differently than women. So we are in no way, shape, or form downplaying the role of our husbands in our lives.
Right.
They are vital and integral, and we appreciate them.
Yes.
But it's such a different relationship than a friendship with another woman. Now, our husbands are our best friends. I think if I asked you who your best friend was,
I would say Adam for sure. He's been my best friend for 20 some odd years.
Yeah, and we would never want to change that.
No.
But it's not the same as having women that are friends in your life.
I've got lots of notes on that, actually. I really do. I was like, so this is kind of fun for me. Like when I'm preparing for the podcast, I'll send my notes over to Susie, but I'm like so long-winded with my notes, and I feel scattered today because I really didn't bullet point them. But like, there's a whole
we don't
part.
need bullet points.
But there's a whole part I wrote out just on what Susie's talking about, like the difference between female friendships versus the friendship you have with your husband.
Mm-hmm.
Both are vital. Both are important, right? Like you said, our husbands are our best friends, but female friendships in particular just offer us something that our husbands can't always offer us. They don't always know how to meet that need. And I know I'm not throwing you under the bus, Adam. I know you listen to this podcast, so thank you for that. But my husband tends to want to fix it, right? Like if I go to him with a problem, it's like, how do we fix this?
Right.
And I don't always want him to fix it.
Right.
I just want him to listen.
Yeah.
Maybe give me a hug. Maybe just say like, you've got this, babe. You can go trudge around in the snow all day long. You'll be okay. Instead of, trying to come up with
you
solutions.
just kind of want us strong and steady to fall into in that moment.
Yeah.
So what do women do? What do those friends do that we need that's so valuable?
Well, I think number one, right? Like, who understands you more than another woman? Like,
true.
Think of all the things that we go through from the time like we're little girls. I mean, to the end of our lives. Like, men don't understand always like puberty and getting your period and perimenopause and menopause and body image issues.
True.
We all struggle with that as women, right? And men are going to see it from a different way. Like, how many times, girls, have you ever like stood in front of a mirror and just been like, ew, like I'm fat, or like I feel like I have a double chin, whatever. And your husband might overhear, or you might even say like, do I look fat? And they're just instantly just like, what are you talking about? Like, you look great, right? Like, they just don't see it the way other women see it.
There have been times that Mike has said, I would hate to be in your brain. Like the way your brain works, I would hate to function that way because we're so different.
We are. And we're wired that way. Like God wired us to be different and to like complement each other. And I think sometimes we get into trouble when we want things out of our husband that really only a female friendship or female, woman could give us. It's not
Right.
going to be the same. So
Right. And God created us to need each other, to
so
not be
true.
isolated, to not be
Yes.
islands, to not do life alone.
Right.
But it's something that I think more women have a lack of in their lives than what we talk about.
It's very true. Like, I mean, I'm a firm believer in a way, right? Like, to have friends, you must be a friend.
Yes.
So
That's a great point.
I think a lot of times, and this isn't me shaming anyone, like I've been in that situation too, where you feel lonely. You feel like I don't have any friends. How do I make friends?
But you're waiting for the other person to make the first move.
You're waiting for that friend to like come knock on your door. And a lot of times that is not going to happen.
Sometimes it does feel like a dating kind of thing.
It
Like, does she like me?
Yes.
Have you ever
Yes.
left a coffee date with a friend and gotten in the car and immediately thought, I shouldn't have said that? Or why did I say
the
that?
entire conversation. Like, did they like me? Like, literally, do you
It's
guys
like
feel
a
like
playground.
Yes, like, do you feel like you revert to like your middle school self? That awkward kind of like, pick me as your friend, or like, do you like me? And it's like,
Definitely in the beginning. I actually have a story when I was living in another state. My kids were all younger, and Mike was a youth pastor at a church.
Yeah.
And it was a big church, a big community.
Yeah.
It was in the outskirts of Chicago, and I didn't know a lot of people. And my expectation was that because I was married to the youth pastor, that people would want to know me and that it would be easy for me to make friends.
Yeah.
But that was not the situation at all. And we had moved there from Texas, which the culture in Texas, people were very friendly. It was a military town, and so people would move in and out. But I did find people in the military, they would come in with this attitude of, I need to make friends right from the get-go. So they were very intentional.
Yeah.
They were good about letting new people in their life.
Yeah.
We moved into a community that was a little more like big city-ish, for lack of better words, and just a different culture. And the people there were like our cards are full. Our plates are full. I don't need new people in my life. And so it was a hard place to make friends. And I remember seeing a woman every week, and she had 4 kids. She had 3 girls close to my 3 girls' ages, and then a little boy.
Yeah.
And so I approached her in the foyer and introduced myself. I didn't say like I'm married to the youth pastor. I just went up to her as like a person and said, "Hey, I just wanted to introduce myself and say hi. Like, your kids seem to be my kids' ages." And she was so cold towards me. It was very clear she did not want to talk to me. She thought the whole encounter was very awkward. And so, I didn't think that much of it, though. I moved on, whatever. And then several months later, she came to me in the foyer and she said, maybe it was several weeks, I don't remember the timeline. And she said, "Hey, I'm so sorry." She said, "When you came up and talked to me, I didn't know who you were."
Oh.
As if that would make
so
a
that
difference.
changed everything because now she knew who you were.
Yes. So then when she found out that I was married to somebody on the pastoral staff, then she was like, "I'm sorry, we could be friends."
I hope you were not her friend.
Yeah. I was her friend. And we were never super close, but we did kind of become friends.
But see, I would have been like, that's where like that little bit of hurt comes in, because I would have been like, well, I wasn't good enough to be your friend then, but now you want to be my friend now.
And that is very true. And I could have been offended and been like, well, you're not the kind of person I want to be friends
bigger
with.
Person than me.
I just didn't care, honestly, and probably because I was so desperate to have any friend. The staff there wasn't super close either. And that was the other thing. I had worked on church staffs where we were all really close. We were all good friends.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't that. It was a great church. I don't mean to say anything negative about it. It was just a different culture than what I was used to and what I expected. And here's the thing. I feel like we get offended and we get hurt when people don't meet our expectations.
Oh, always.
Right?
Well, because we expect from others what
So much.
what we would give though, right? Like it's a lot of times like a mirror. Like we want them to be us. Like, well, I would never, I would treat you like this, so you need to treat me like this. Or
Right.
why aren't you doing this when I'm doing this for you? We're keeping score.
Right.
And that is dangerous territory to be in with friendship because we're humans and we're always going to let each other down. We just are.
We need to lower our expectations and think the best of each other instead of jumping to the worst possible scenario too.
So true.
Like how many times has someone not texted you back, not returned your phone call?
I know.
And your mind wants to be like, well, they don't like you or they think they're too good for you. Or I don't know, whatever backstory you
Because
write.
we're women and we're crazy kind of. And we come up with all sorts of scenarios.
Instead of
aren't
assuming maybe they're having a bad day.
I know.
Maybe something happened.
Absolutely.
Maybe they hit a deer.
Maybe, there's a multiple of, there's so many things that are going on in their lives. Sometimes people don't even see your text right away, right? Like it can be like a couple days later and sometimes you're like, oh, I never responded to that person.
Maybe their phone's on Do Not Disturb.
Yeah.
Maybe they have legitimate anxiety and they don't know how to respond.
It's so true.
And so they haven't responded.
Oh, I know.
And it's nothing to do with you at all.
Right.
It's only to do with them.
But we do internalize it and we automatically think like they don't like me or
we
they
make
don't want to be
everything
my
about
friend.
ourselves.
Oh, yeah, friendship. It's just tricky. Like friendships are just tricky. They're tricky to get sometimes started or it can be easy. Some friendships like you click just like that. Me and Susie clicked just like that. But I remember like even when I was a very young mom, so I actually got pregnant pretty early on in life. I was 20 on my 21st birthday. I found out I was pregnant right around there.
20 years ago, that really wasn't young.
Goodness.
I feel like now that would be considered young.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah.
But
at the time, I feel
you
like
still felt young.
I felt lonely. Because think about this, right? Like, what are most 20-year-olds doing?
Well, that's key. Did you have other friends that were in that season of life?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
So I was, I had my baby. I was married pretty young. I was married by the time I was 22. And so I had this, 1-year-old and I didn't really have any friends. My friends were all like in college or moving away or starting jobs or, they were in a completely different season of life. Not married with kids. So, and I remember desperately like wanting those friendships and wanting to be a part of that. And it was kind of cool. So it was probably about a year later or maybe 2 years later. I can't even remember when it was, but I met a mom at the park randomly. I met this mom at the park who came up to me and then she invited me to a mommy and me group. She said, I would love for you to come. Like at this time I had 2 kids. So I think it was like maybe 4 and 2 were their ages or 4 and 1. And she said, we meet blah, blah, blah this morning a week. I would love for you to come. And I instantly was like nervous, of course, right? Like I don't know anyone. Am I really going to do this? Like, but I went.
Because you were desperate.
Because I was like, I needed friends. And I wanted like my little girls to have friends.
Right.
So
the things we do for our kids.
Yes, the things we do for our kids. So I went and long story short, like I met one of my very best friends. So shout out Amy. I don't know if you listen to this podcast, but Amy, you know who you are. I met you at that Mommy and Me group and our girls like grew up together and went to preschool together. And so it's like you never really know where that next friend's going to come from.
Yeah. That's a great example of your point of being a friend.
Yes.
And not waiting for, you waited, but for her, she took that step.
Yes.
And then I'm sure there were moments you had to put yourself out there.
You have to. And again, like this always circles back. And we've talked about this in January. We were talking about getting out of your comfort zone. Like girls, ladies, if you want friends, you have to step out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
You have to be that friend that you want. You have to initiate the conversation. The smile, the would you like to meet me for coffee? Would you like to meet at the park and let the kids play for an hour? You cannot sit around thinking someone else is going to initiate the friendship.
So for those of you that are part of a church community or some kind of a group where you see each other casually, maybe even weekly, and you consider them friends, take it to the next level.
Oh, absolutely.
Send the text message.
Yes.
Invite them for coffee.
Yeah.
Have them over to your home. If you feel like you that's too much of a step for you to come to your house, then
Right.
meet at a coffee shop.
Oh my goodness, absolutely.
Go for a walk. I mean, now it's kind of cold, but you could still like meet
Yeah.
for a walk.
Yeah.
I know I distinctly remember times that I have thought, am I a close enough friend with this person to call them in the middle of the day?
Yeah.
That's kind of a thing, isn't it?
I know. And because you know what's funny? Like, we're such a culture that just texts, right?
Mhm.
A phone call feels so much more intimate.
Right.
Like, what is it about the phone call? And I know, like, when I was growing up, my mom was always on the phone.
That's what I was just going to say.
Like, right? Do you remember your mom just
Yes.
talking to her girlfriends on the phone all the time? And my mom did too. And then it's like, now we're in this place where I'm like, I'm not talking to my girlfriends on the phone.
I know. Did your mom stay home with you when you were a kid?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
So we both had pretty much stay-at-home moms. And I remember so much. My mom would be on that phone for like hours, it seemed like, talking to people.
Yeah.
And I can go weeks without talking
I
to
know.
a friend on the phone.
I know.
I will call my sister
Yes.
very easily and freely.
Yep.
But other women, I will think, I don't want to interrupt her day.
Yes,
or
you feel like you're bothering them
what
somehow.
if she doesn't want to talk
Yeah.
to me?
Mhm.
But then every time I do it, I'm always glad I did.
It's so fun. I sometimes really, it sounds silly, but like I just miss hearing the person's voice, right? Like it's different. Texting is just different.
Yeah.
A phone call is so much more personal and it doesn't have to be long. It could just be like, hi, I'm thinking of you. How's your day going?
Right.
And if that other person can't talk, that's fine. It's like,
They'll
oh, I can't
send
talk
you
right now.
They'll send you to voicemail.
Absolutely.
And that's fine. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. And there are times I'll be like, hey, I'm just calling to say hi. You know, call me back if you can.
Yeah.
If not, I'll see you Sunday.
Yes.
Or
So maybe something you girls should do this week is call a friend.
I love it.
Maybe a little piece of encouragement for you.
Mhm.
Call a friend or FaceTime a friend. If you're really feeling bold, you could FaceTime them.
Or invite them for coffee.
Yes.
Or
it could be something
tea
very
or
simple.
Whatever
Even
it might
like
be.
I had a friend like text me, and actually you've done this to me too, just saying like, I'm praying for you.
Yeah.
Do you know how special that is to know that someone is praying for you and then they told you, right?
What they prayed.
Yes,
Or
like I'm thinking of you and I'm specifically praying. Or I had a friend once text me and say, I'm praying for your kids. And I was like, oh my goodness, like
you want to have a friend for life.
yeah, because
Pray
I'm
for their
thinking,
kids.
Like I probably like I need to be better with praying, over my
Yeah.
kids and for my kids. But to have a friend that prays for your children,
amazing.
Oh my goodness, the best.
I love that.
Yeah.
You can share a scripture that has been on your heart, a song. I've texted songs to people and been like, hey,
oh yes,
was listening
check
to
out this song.
Yeah, I thought of you.
Yeah.
Thought you might like it. Here's a little something to encourage your day.
Yeah.
But there's something that we get caught in our own head about taking it to that next level. And every time we do, it's because we're making it about us.
That's so true.
We're putting ourselves in the center of the story. And we have to remind ourselves, if we're doing that, they're doing that too.
right.
And so to take that step outside of yourself, you're really
Yeah.
making it about them.
I know, that's
right? And getting
true.
outside of your own head.
Yeah,
Every
yeah.
time I focused on myself and assumed that someone didn't call me back or text me back because I did something wrong, I've never been right about that.
Right.
And it's only driven a wedge
That's so true.
in our friendship. Instead of
Yeah.
assuming the
Yeah.
best about
I
them,
know.
there's something going on. They're having, because usually when people pull away, that's when they need you the most. Right?
I know. And Susie, I'm going to get personal here for a minute. Over the summer, I feel like there was a time, like, I don't feel like I talked to you much.
Yeah.
Like, all of August, like, and I can't pinpoint really what it was. I just felt like me and Susie's friendship was just off. It was just a little off. But I kept feeling like I probably should text her. I probably should reach out to her. But then, right, like it's easy to get like, well, she's not texting me either.
Right.
She's not reaching out to me either.
Right.
But I remember, and I actually found the text the other day, and I meant to screenshot it and read it. But the gist of it was her daughter had just went off to college. So they had just kind of taken this trip and taken her daughter to college. And I knew, I was like, I have to ask Susie how she's doing, because I had been through that like in the previous year with taking my daughter to college, and it's not fun. Like if you ladies know, like it's just it's emotionally very hard. But I sent a quick text to Susie after literally not talking to her for probably like, I don't even know, 6 weeks. I don't know, 2 months. Susie, I don't even know when it was. I don't know. Anyways, I said, thinking of you. The gist of it was like, I'm thinking of you. I know you just brought your daughter to college. How are you doing? And you instantly responded. And you were just like, it's been so hard. Oh my goodness. And I said, like, we need to get together. And you said, we need each other. And I said, yes, we do. And you said, our schedules very rarely line up, but when they do, we make the most of it.
Yeah.
And I said, I can do better. Like, because I knew, right? Like, we can have lots of excuses why we're not seeing someone. I'm busy, or the kids, or the this, or the that, or my job. But I knew, I just said, when you get back from your trip, like, we're going to get together because I can do better. And we did. We met for coffee. We were there for like 3 hours, just kind of laid everything on the table, things that had been on our minds and hearts. And then we were fine.
Yeah. But I think, you know, I don't remember receiving that text, but I do remember now kind of talking about it, that I wanted you to know that I have no hard feelings. Yeah. That there was that kind of period of separation. Yeah. Like, I'm not angry. I'm not upset. Yep. And maybe if you were angry or upset, you know, let's
but that's why I wanted to talk to you, and we did, right?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes in friendship you have to have hard conversations just to clear things up. And there was there really was nothing between us, but we can conjure up things in our head.
There was nothing between us, but it was a summer that personally had been pretty tough for me. Yeah. And a lot of things had happened that I was able to tell you, you know, hey, we dealt with this in June. And then this happened. And then this.
And things I had no idea about. Right. So I really didn't know what you were going through.
No, but now just thinking back on it, I was in a more isolated time. And that's such a perfect example of sometimes when people pull back, it's because they're struggling, and it really didn't have anything to do with you. Yeah.
And I'm not saying I took it personally. I don't really remember, but I just knew things were off.
It was
right.
There
like,
was something. Yeah.
We're not vibing like we normally do, right? Yeah. Like, me and Susie normally have a very easygoing, fun, just kind of silly friendship, and I felt like there was tension there, and I couldn't pinpoint it. But she was going through a lot, and things I had no idea about.
Right. That's
so
true.
I you know, my whole just purpose in all of this is sometimes you have to be the one to reach out. Again, like, stop waiting for the other person.
Right.
Just make the move. Call them, text them.
But offense will keep you waiting. Offense will say, it's on them. It's their fault. They haven't done it either.
Yes.
And it gives you a reason to feel justified in your behavior. Yeah. But again, it's putting yourself first. Yeah. And it's with anything quality that we want to have in life, we have to be selfless. That's right?
So
if we
true.
want a good
Any
marriage,
relationship,
we have to be selfless. God knows if you want to be a good parent, you have got to be selfless.
I'm still working on that one.
Yeah. And the same thing with friendship. Like, we get so much from friendship, but there's also, you have to give. You have to be that friend.
You do.
So thank you for reaching out to me that
day.
day.
Yes. I know. Well, it is so worth it, right? Like, when you have a best friend in your life, like, it's worth it. You have to kind of go that little extra step, and you have to fix it. Like, if you feel like something's off, just fix it. Ask them. Yeah.
Because you're going to hurt each other.
You are.
Even
no one's
the closest.
Perfect. Yeah.
The people that you're closest to are the people you hurt the deepest.
Yeah, I was going to say the people. Yeah. Sometimes your very closest friendships, they cut, right? They, like, you feel it the worst. Yeah. But it's worth it. It's worth it to just say, like, can we meet for coffee? We need to talk about this. So
and it doesn't matter who you are. Jesus had friends in his life. He had 12 disciples that he walked with, and they were not perfect. You know, I can't help but think about in the Garden of Gethsemane when Jesus was suffering, he was going through his hardest moments. And what happened? His friends couldn't hang. Right. They couldn't stick with him. And, you know, I wonder, you know, he was the Son of God. He was perfect. There was no sin in how he behaved. But was he acting differently? Was he a little more, I mean, the Bible says he was by himself, you know, he asked the disciples, can you pray with me? And
they couldn't even do that.
They were like falling asleep. He's like, can't even pray for 1 hour. And why is it that sometimes that happens, that when we're in our most need, maybe it is because we're not being ourselves, but that's when we need people to run to us, not away from us.
That's when we need people the most, truly. We need people to see us when we're just sad and in our broken state, and we need friends to come just sit in the mud with us, right?
So true.
Like, not to fix things, not to tell us, like, you know, everything's going to be okay. Sometimes just sit with me. Just sit with me and let me be miserable and sad.
Get in the hole with me. We're not going to stay there forever.
No.
But, you know, sticking a hand down and trying to pull me up, that's great. But, oh, my goodness.
Oh, to have people who will just come and sit in that with you, it's priceless.
So I know there is someone listening that has a friendship that there is some tension.
Yeah.
Maybe you've been estranged and you've been waiting for the other person to reach out.
Yeah.
This is your sign to pick up the phone, make that phone call, send that text message.
Absolutely.
Don't let your pride get in the way.
No, it's so worth it. Like, we need friends. We really do need friends. We were created for friendship. And Susie touched on it a little bit. But, you know, Jesus had, 12 disciples. I like to say he had 12 friends, which 12 friends seems like a lot, right? It kind of does seem like a lot. But he was, sharing life with these men, okay? They would break bread together. They would eat together. They would walk and do ministry together. Like, he had this group of people around him supporting him, and he shared with them intimate details. Like, he shared with them his Father's will, right? Like, what the Father would tell Jesus. He says right in the Bible, like, I call you friends.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool. Like, if Jesus needed his disciples, if Jesus had friends, we need friends.
And I also love that he had different levels of friendship too.
Yes.
Like, he had his innermost core disciples that we were sharing more intimate things with or spending more time with.
Yeah.
And because you do need different kinds of friends in your life
you
too.
You do.
And it's, not everyone has to be your bestie. Like, there are certain people you might call in certain situations.
Absolutely.
But when you're a teenager, I always say you only need one. You just need one good Christian friend to get you through.
It's like quality over quantity, right? Like, and we're going to actually touch on this next week. I told Susie, there's so much that you could talk about just in friendship.
Oh,
I had mentioned it to my sister. She said, what are you going to be talking about in February? And I said, well, the first week or so, we're going to do friendship, or maybe 2 weeks. And she goes, you could talk about friendship for like 6 weeks straight. Like, there's just so much to unpack when it comes to friendship.
I know. So we're not going to do 6 weeks, but this is our first 2-part podcast.
Because there's a lot, about friendship.
Why, but I love that.
I do too.
It's our first 2-part.
I know. There was too much to talk about. You girls would have been here with us for like 2 hours, which would have been fine. But we know you're busy.
We know your kids' bath time is almost over, and you've got to go get them dried off and in their jammies and ready for bed. So, or get dinner on the table.
There's a lot to do.
Or you've almost arrived at your destination that you're driving to your next meeting or your doctor's appointment. But oh my goodness, would you take a moment in the comments to post what is meaningful to you? We would love to hear your stories about your friendships, what has worked for you, and how you've seen God move. And for that person who is listening, man, we are believing for restoration in that friendship that's been broken.
Yes, I know. We hope that for you. And it's really just taking that step. So we encourage you this week to, definitely make the phone call, just text, just reach out to someone and let them know, hey, I'm thinking about you. So, and we've got a lot more, to talk about next week. So make sure you tune in, because we've just really started to scratch the surface on all of this here.
Absolutely. We're praying for you. If you think this will help somebody in your own life, maybe a friend you want to share it with.
Yeah.
Would you share it?
Yes, please.
Comment.
Yes,
subscribe.
Follow us. Hey, I just started an Instagram page. I would be ever so grateful if you girls hopped on over to the Pink Seat Podcast Unscripted over there. on Instagram and give me a little follow over there.
Love it. You are so good at posting clips, and
I'm trying to learn
figuring it
CapCut,
out.
ladies. Oh goodness, be patient with my videos.
And here's a closing thought. Proverbs 18:24 says, while many companions can lead to ruin, a true friend sticks closer than a brother.
Oh, yes.
And that's really the premise of what we're doing is we are sisters together.
Yes.
We are gathered at the same table. We're walking through the same experiences in life. So let's help each other along the way.
I'm thankful for you.
Me too.
And we're thankful for you, ladies. So thanks for tuning in.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.